Tonight, we've got a very special programme celebrating 10 years of Portrait Artist of the Year.
We started making this show 5 prime ministers ago, when TikTok was the noise a clock made, and when you and I, Joan, were mere teenagers.
Ah, sweet days of youth. Welcome to Portrait Artist of the Decade.
Over 9 glorious years, 15,000 artists from all over the UK and Ireland have competed to be crowned Sky Arts Portrait Artist of the Year.
And begin.
I'm moving house. Would you come and heft a few sofas?
The best of the entrants were invited to heats to paint famous sitters, who were always thrilled with the results.
Wow, they are amazing. They're so different.
Wow, amazing.
Very good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear. Oh, hello.
The very first Sky Arts Portrait Artist of the Year winner was Nick Lord, a 24-year-old model railway painter from Cardiff. Since then, we've unearthed 8 more incredible talents who've beaten off stiff competition to the main prize.
Duncan Shoesmith. Christabel Blackburn. Samira Addo. Callum Stevenson. Christian Hook. Gareth Reid. Curtis Holder.
How did that happen?
Morag Caystone.
Get in there.
Tonight, to celebrate 10 years of Portrait Artist of the Year, our winners will go head-to-head for the very first time. As usual, they'll be under the watchful eye of award-winning artist Tai-Shan, independent curator Kathleen Soriano, and art historian Kate Bryan.
These artists have all gone on to do great things. They are all exceptional talent. So the idea of having them together in this kind of like art gladiatorial combat is just so exciting.
The winner of Portrait Artist of the Decade is...
Artists, this is your 3-minute call. 3-minute call.
A very famous sitter is waiting in the wings to meet the exceptional lineup of artists painting here today. 8 of the 9 previous Portrait Artists of the Year have made it to the Grand Hall of Battersea Arts Centre, and they're ready to play a familiar guessing game.
What are we thinking? Definitely an actress.
Stage vibes.
Stage and film.
Director or a stage manager.
You think it's oh, okay.
Costume designer.
Oh,
True.
left field, left field.
What's with the hats? My Fair Lady?
While our Portrait Artists of the Year prepare for the day ahead, the judges get a chance to see how each of their work has developed since winning the competition.
So an unusual wall today, not 8 anonymous artists that you've chosen from their artwork, but 8 artists you know very well indeed and have crowned Portrait Artist of the Year. So we'll start off with Samira.
Well, Samira's sort of fragmented the portrait, and you can see she's still doing that here with these sort of strange marks that she makes, sort of building it up. But the difference I see now is that it's even more abstracted, and you have to work even harder to find the face. So an interesting development.
Now, this is clearly a Morag.
Yeah.
You have such an individual style.
And what's really exciting to see here is that Morag's given us more paint, not less. Like, normally the setting was just barely a whisper, whereas here Morag's given us this couch. And it is an absolutely resplendent couch, isn't it? Like, you really feel every aspect of each cushion, each pillow. It's a very intuitive way of painting, and I think it's beautiful.
Next, the use of colour, the cleanness, the architectural interest. Christabel.
I mean, having got to know Christabel's work more since she won Portrait Artist of the Year, I realised that she's much more about people in space. And she lifts it with this sort of incredible use of colour that she has. And I don't know whether those colours are really, really there, but ultimately it's about this quiet figure moving between spaces, which is what we're all doing all the time, moving between spaces.
So interesting Callum has submitted this. You know, it's a portrait show, but he's clearly saying, there's other stuff that's important to me.
But we still can see his sense of juxtaposing very odd colours, the purples and the greens and the pink. So he's very good at constructing the picture as an abstract whole. And I think that the figure is just another element, another colour on his palette, rather than a portrait as we sort of understand it.
Gareth's given a beautiful head.
It's sort of sculpted, isn't it, with the pencils? And I always really loved the way Gareth was able to make kind of rhythms within his own marks. So he's sort of helping us see this almost like a painting. Like, I think he really elevates the humble pencil.
I mean, that shadow up the nose is just so yummy, isn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so taken by the mark making that happens there. Totally believable.
An artist with a very distinctive style.
Christian was always interesting, I think, for us and the viewer because of his capacity to obliterate the image, and how little you needed to read ahead was kind of always interesting. And here he's pulled it off again, and it's got a lovely narrative to it.
I mean, who else could this be? You pick Curtis's work out of a lineup of 1 million artists, wouldn't you?
It is Curtis, but a new Curtis. I mean, there's a density to it, which is extraordinary. You really do get a human heat coming off this person, and it's through the way he makes the marks.
Duncan, just these incredible brush marks, symphony of these geometric little shapes that come together so incredibly well, don't they?
Duncan's, it's just so confident, isn't it? It's just like, you know, I'm just going to give you a portrait. No bells, no whistles, just a good painting. There's a tenderness there. But there's also a nervousness. You know, so there's so much more that he's telling me in a portrait, which is exactly what a portrait should be doing.
What an incredibly exciting day we had ahead of us.
It makes me feel really proud, not least of all because I think they've really pushed portraiture. A lot of them are, you know, they're in museum collections now. You know, they are contributing to the genre.
Yeah.
But what are you hoping from them today?
Brilliant.
Masterpieces.
Yeah.
With expectations high and preparations complete, it's time for our champion artist to find out just whose famous face they'll be painting here today.
Artists, you're all winners, and we're very pleased to see you back again. You must be waiting with bated breath to know who today's sitter is, and you won't be disappointed.
Yes, I suspect some of you may already have guessed from the set. She's been described as the greatest actress of our age. Her numerous accolades include an Oscar for playing Queen Elizabeth I and a record number of Olivier Awards. She's thrilled audiences on stage and screen in roles as various as Ophelia in Hamlet to Queen Victoria in Mrs. Brown, as well as, of course, playing M in 8 James Bond films. Please welcome Judi Dench. Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, Judi. This is your home for the day. I mean, obviously, you're used to the camera and audiences looking at you intensely, but you're always in character. Do you have an idea of the type of portrait you'd like, or are you...
Yes, I'd like a tall, slim, young portrait. That's all I want. No, I don't have any idea.
No?
No, and I don't mind.
I imagine you've had a portrait painted before?
I have, quite a long time ago.
A good experience?
Yes, good, but I'm not rightfully good at sitting still. I'm very inclined to drop off.
OK.
After lunch is a tricky time for me.
Tricky time for us all. Well, today you are sat in a set. You're surrounded by items and playbills and awards that conjure up some of your career, including this rather magnificent and very heavy-looking dress that you wore when you played Queen Elizabeth I. I mean, how do you sit down in this?
With difficulty.
Right. Well, I will leave you in the hands of not any artists, all champions of this show that have all been crowned Portrait Artist of the Year at some point. So we're expecting great things. I wish you all Good luck.
So there you are, artist, a fantastic sitter. Time to get your golden eyes focused. You have 4 hours to capture Judi Dench, and your time starts now.
Is this your final pose?
I can sit anyway.
Don't know
Whatever's
whether you
best for
should-
everybody.
I think the most important thing is you're comfortable.
Crossing your legs might be a bit of a challenge to hold for 4 hours.
Oh, I shall be like that. I shall be fast asleep.
The preliminary stages of a portrait can allow an artist to ease into their work. While some spend time on compositional sketches, others lay down the foundations of the portrait by applying paint directly to canvas.
Just doing the kind of nuts and bolts of the picture, trying to map out the basic image, measurements, proportions. It's Judi Dench. She's, yeah, it's going to be good fun to paint her.
Duncan Shoesmith's bold sculptural style won him Portrait Artist of the Year in 2019. Paintings of actress Jodie Comer and award-winning saxophonist Courtney Pine secured him a place in the final. His arresting portrayals of jazz singer Dame Cleo Lane and Hollywood actress Laura Linney won him the competition.
That he can do this is kind of mind-boggling. And the personality is just pow!
Duncan's prize painting of singer Sir Tom Jones was commissioned for the National Museum of Wales.
Duncan, what I love about your submission is, as always with you, it's just a portrait. You've just got that confidence that you don't have to do anything else. You just give us a good head. I mean, has that got even stronger since you won?
I think so.
Yeah.
But only in that kind of arrogant artist way of...
Artist? Arrogant?
I do not want to spend my hours doing beautiful bookcases behind. I have no interest in doing that. It just seems just an academical exercise.
Yeah.
I'd far rather getting into the face, seeing the tones of the face, the colours of the face, the skeleton underneath.
That's interesting because we talk a lot about narrative and, you know, the narrative is often there because of the context of everything that's behind or around the sitter. And you sort of reject all of that in some way, do you?
Yes, it's slightly out of laziness, though.
Oh, I don't believe it for 1 minute.
When there's 2 dames in the house who are old friends, it's hardly a surprise that they'll get chatting.
Let's talk about art. Do you have art on your walls?
I do have a bit of art on my walls, actually. On the last day of the last Bond, I was given a huge painting of me as M. I put it on the wall very, very, very ostentatiously so that nobody can miss it.
Absolutely not miss it.
No, quite.
One of today's canvases is worryingly conspicuous.
I haven't started yet. I haven't started. So at the moment, I'm just trying to work out which angle to use and where to place the head on the canvas. So I'm still trying to, I'm not going to rush in and start before I've decided these things. I'm going to try and take it slow.
2017 winner Gareth Reid caught the judges' attention with charcoal drawings of writer and presenter Adrian Chiles and actress Imelda Staunton. His skilled draftsmanship further impressed with portraits of actor Tom Courtney and High Court Judge Mrs. Justice Chima Grubb.
It's just fantastic.
This is an absolutely exquisite finished piece of art.
Winning him a commission to paint broadcaster and comedian Graham Norton for the National Gallery of Ireland.
Gareth, we've been going for a little while. You haven't done a huge amount. Should we be worried?
Well, yeah, this is a particularly slow start, but now that I've chosen...
You've chosen a photo?
Yeah, but I usually find that choosing the correct one is difficult.
So you're working in charcoal. Like, you can work quite quickly, can you? Once you know what you're
decide,
doing.
it's fine.
Okay.
Well, it should be fine. That's why I chose it for this competition originally, is because of the speed of it.
What do you work with normally?
I would paint more these days, you know, portraits and things. So, but I'm a very, very slow painter.
Right.
Faster drawer.
Well, yeah, if you're slower than this, we're all in trouble.
We're talking months.
Okay.
But the artists definitely don't have months. They've got just 4 hours, and they're already 1 hour in.
I'm just working in acrylics, so everything dries quite quickly. This stage is always very important. It's much easier to correct the mistakes now than at the oil stage, because everything just gets more difficult then.
Wrestling with the drawing, trying to get likeness and trying to make it good. That's what I'm doing at the moment, because if you don't have structure and relationships correct, you're fighting a battle throughout the whole process.
Multi-award-winning actress Judi Dench has been sitting for 1 hour, while 8 of our past winners capture her likeness. They're vying for the title Portrait Artist of the Decade, and when you're competing among champions, any little trick of the trade will help.
This is aluminium. It's just really a smoother surface, so the paint slides a bit better on it, and I think that for something fast, it's just easier than an absorbent surface.
In 2014, winner Christian Hook's journey in the competition included a painting of actress Daniela Nardini, plus a double portrait of evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins and the Reverend Sally Hitchener. In a tense final, he dazzled the judges with portraits of boxer Amir Khan and actor Ian McKellen.
Blimey.
This is pretty impressive, isn't it?
It's outstanding.
It's unbelievable.
His daringly innovative prize commission of actor Alan Cumming hangs in the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
Christian, lovely to watch you working again.
Thank you very much.
I've forgotten how much I miss the chaos that you create and the beauty out of the chaos.
Thank you.
It was quite a memorable journey with you during your competition. Tell me what happened in the aftermath. Did it do stuff for your career?
Yeah, it did, absolutely, yeah. I got commissions from lots of celebrities, famous people. I did one for Richard Branson. He wrote to me saying that he'd want me to go with him on his first space flight, and yeah, there was a few things like that.
Now, you've got an interesting image of Dame Judi here, where you've already manipulated the background.
Yeah, and I've been working in a workshop with other artists, and they were doing all this graffiti work, and the neon colors I've started using,
So that's the latest stage, so that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, like I start just making a mess, you know, and then I'll find in the painting later on.
I find that kind of chaotic approach to the subject matter terrifying, but I do enjoy watching you do it, so continue. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
It feels very strange to be here amongst all the other winners, because as all the seasons came out and I was sort of like a young teenager, and then I was going through college and uni, and I was always wanting to pursue portraiture. And this was kind of actually the thing that made me feel like maybe portraits was something that you could actually pursue.
27-year-old Maura Caster's moving paintings of writer Elizabeth Day and singer Rebecca Ferguson earned her a place in the 2022 final. Figurative portraits of her fiancé Genty and former Deputy Chief Medical Officer Jonathan Van Tam went on to win her a commission for London's National Portrait Gallery to paint actor and comedian Lenny Henry.
Wow. So how much?
Morag, how does it feel to be back?
It feels really like a kind of like a treat to be able to come back and do it again. It's like, and have the experience with the sitter. She's like the greatest actor of all time, and
Legend, yeah.
Total legend. And I think because of the kind of work she's done and the kind of stuff that she puts into her performances, she really likes to sort of go into the same kind of stuff that I feel that I kind of like to go into when it comes to portraits, to explore that kind of side of people and humans and like how people behave.
What do you want to achieve with the composition and with what you're looking at?
I think I'm going to bring the chair into it and just have a kind of like watery chair.
Okay, because I know a lot of the times when we saw you in the heats, for example, with Elizabeth Day, there was no chair.
Yeah, because I feel like I've got like the brain space to kind of do some extra. And also I think something about the lack of time, it makes you put everything you've got into those lines. There's a kind of transfer, like almost like an energy transfer into the work.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to the energy transfer.
That's a pretty spectacular sitter today.
I think the best.
I would say. Incredible eyes.
Very recognisable.
Yes.
Which one I would have thought would make the likeness easy to get. And what I've seen is they are getting it.
And a set that gives us a flavour of some of the parts she's played. There's a lot of info. I mean, you know, painting that dress could take 4 weeks, let alone 4 hours.
I'd like to see something in the background, but I don't think any of them are going to tackle the samovar or the top.
It's always interesting when you get an actor, isn't it? Because unlike a musician or a journalist or a sports person, what they do is removed from who they are in some ways. So,
and interesting to, as a portraitist, to find the person who and not the part they're acting.
8 fantastic artists, all crowned champion. I wonder if they're going to be competitive with each other.
There's a kind of sort of determination to them.
One artist said to me just now that he would quite like to destroy the opposition.
What have we done?
Well, you've created
monsters.
You've created monsters. But I suppose they've been, since they won, they've been celebrated as winners.
So hopefully we'll have just spectacular portraits at the end of the day.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
Objects, backgrounds and clothing can all help add interest to a portrait. And today, Judi is surrounded by props and costumes from her distinguished career.
Now, this is one of the costumes you wore as Queen Elizabeth.
It is.
What was it like being inside?
What do you think?
Hot.
Yes, hot, and 3 people had to get me into it. And also, I couldn't get out of it at lunchtime. So I just sat upright like that while they gave me put a spoon in my mouth. If it had gone on it very longer, I'd have been much thinner.
So what sort of art would you like to have today?
I don't know. I love the whole idea of it being different. I think it's wonderful. People having different ways of drawing and different ways of seeing. How exciting is that?
It is exciting, no doubt about it.
For me, a portrait is not just the face. For me, it's also the body language and the weight of the body in the chair. What's quite nice is the colour of my canvas and the colour of her outfit is all sort of the same. So it's quite nice to find the subtleties in the variation of colour, because I'm used to working with quite bright block colours and, any colours really, that's like kind of my bag.
Christabel Blackburn's clever use of colour helped her win the competition in 2020. Portraits of actor Adrian Dunbar and award-winning singer Elaine Page secured her a place in the final, where her paintings of micro-sculptor Willard Wiggins and writer Lem Sissay convinced the judges that she was Portrait Artist of the Year.
What's surprising about Christabel's work is how economical it is, but it also gives you an insight into the sitter. That is magic.
Her cool graphic style was perfectly matched to the subject of her winning commission, chic frontman Nile Rodgers. The painting hangs in the Royal Albert Hall.
I love it. I truly love it.
Isn't it great? Christabel, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
And you're miles away.
Miles away. Well, I can't get in my cocoon with my hat. Because the overhead lights, it's kind of hard to see. You've got a glare, so the hat helps.
Right. So talk me through your submission.
Well, I wanted to show the kind of work I've been doing since the last time I was here. I'm kind of more interested in the relationship between figures and space and figures and architecture. There's a sense of kind of mystery, and the viewer is invited to invent their own narrative, kind of see a reflection of themselves. Where are you going in life? What are you thinking about?
Oh, God, don't get me started on that. Where am I going in life?
Where are you going?
I don't
You're still
know.
here.
Yeah, still here. What I love about your world is quite clutter-free.
Yeah.
Your
well,
artistic
in here,
world.
it's not clutter-free.
Well, I was going to say, and also this set today is certainly not clutter-free. It's nothing but clutter. I mean, rather tremendous clutter, but
yeah,
what are you going to do with it all?
Nothing.
As seasoned pros of the competition, today's artists are familiar with adapting their usual practice to the challenge of creating a portrait in just 4 hours.
For me, it's always a fun thing to do because I work fast anyway, so it's not like something new to me. But I mean, it can go wrong as well, and I think that that's part of the thrill of it, you know?
I've just noticed a few things. There's a bit of a likeness that's starting to kind of emerge, but there are a few things that are not quite right. So I'm just refining.
I'm just trying to get the likeness really now in the face, not adding too much detail at this point. I haven't even looked at the time. I've got to hope for the best and just keep going how I know. That's all I can do, really.
Today, acclaimed actress Judi Dench has been cast in a new role, sitting patiently for 8 previous winners of Portrait Artist of the Year. Her image is being immortalised as part of the challenge to become Portrait Artist of the Decade.
I'm happy with the fact that it's all kind of there. It looks like Judi is a good likeness so far. Of all the features, I was worried about the hair, and Judi has short hair, so that's amazing for me. I've got really lucky with that every time I've been on the show, so I'm quite happy with that.
In 2021, when he was just 23 years old, Callum Stevenson became our youngest winner with his captivating depiction of fellow Scot, the actress Kelly MacDonald, and his painting of Pink Floyd drummer Nick Mason. In the final, he got to paint legendary actor Barry Humphries and clinched first place with a sensitive portrayal of his partner Kelsey.
I am almost lost for words because I feel the painting, I don't just see it.
His prize commission of violinist Nicola Benedetti hangs in the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
Callum, you're concentrating on the face in detail now, very close up.
Yep.
And you're doing that with what? With this?
So I'm just doing it with a mechanical pencil, yeah, and a ruler. It's kind of like gridding without a grid. It speeds things up. It's a mess, honestly.
How's life been since you won the last competition?
It's been pretty crazy. It's been good, obviously. It's just been very busy and full on. I've been commissioned to paint Philip Bratt, who is the former Lord Provost of Glasgow, and so that'll be in the Glasgow City Chambers alongside Peter Howson and many other big Scottish artists, so it's a real privilege to get to do that at my age as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we launched you.
Yeah, pretty
And there's
much.
no looking back.
No, absolutely.
Greater exposure to the art world has been one of the many rewards of winning the competition. Each year, the prize was to undertake a commission for some of Britain's most esteemed institutions.
The stand has been amazing. We're so proud to have 2 of the winning artists represented in the collection at the National Galleries of Scotland. That's Christian Hook and his portrait of Alan Cumming, and Callum Stevenson's portrait of Nicola Benedetti.
Portrait Artist of the Year has been a wonderful thing for portraiture. It's really brought it into people's homes, out of the artist studios, made it much more accessible for people and made people really think about what is it that makes a great portrait.
It was a wonderful portrait Gareth made of Graham, and it immediately shot straight up to the top of the charts. I mean, literally, for weeks afterwards, people walking in saying, where's the Graham Norton portrait? And every time it comes down, we get emails saying, will you put it back up again? So it's much loved and a wonderful addition to the collection.
As well as Christian and Callum, we acquired a portrait by Samira Addo of Emily Sandé, and again, that's currently on display at the Scottish National Portrait Gallery.
The level of exposure and the amount of people that know about my work, I think a lot of it can be attributed to my experience on the show. So I entered as an amateur, now I'm a professional. I take a lot more time to make a decision, to choose a colour, to choose a brush, to choose where the colour's gonna go. So I feel like just generally my pace has slowed.
Former quantity surveyor Samira Addo scooped the prize in 2018. Her depiction of actor Robert Bathurst and a double portrait of model Lily Cole and actor-writer Simon Callow showed off her highly geometric style. In a nail-biting final, she won with portraits of singer Emily Sandé and fashion designer Zandra Rhodes.
What Samira does, she brings magic to the process of painting. So I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh, Ty! Samira made Ty cry.
Her winning painting of Hollywood actress Kim Cattrall
I feel quite emotional now.
was commissioned by Liverpool's Walker Art Gallery.
Samira, it feels to me like an awful lot has changed since we last saw you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the palette, certainly in the submission you gave us,
Okay.
it feels much more muted, sort of fewer marks. In a sense, it felt like I had to work harder as the viewer to
Right.
pull it all together, which I
Okay.
thought was quite interesting. It was much less literal.
I have gone in and out of doing that.
Okay.
But I do love exploring that part of painting and kind of making people have to piece things together a bit
Yeah.
more or have to stand a bit further away.
Yeah. And tell me about this blue line that comes out.
For me, it's like a marker of proportion, but also a marker of significance, because I really am drawn to her eyes.
Yeah, the blue I can see is really strong coming through for you here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I felt the need to extend that line. I don't know if it will stay extended, but it's just something that I felt given what I'm drawn to.
Well, you've got a very direct, powerful gaze there, and she's a very direct, powerful woman, so you're already ahead of the game.
Right, well, we'll see, we'll see.
Of today's 8 returning winners, Samira wasn't the only one who entered the competition as an amateur artist.
I have a semi-formed Judi. I'm still moving her around a bit. Still moving around the page. Judi's quite gestural. Her hands are moving a lot, which is great because I love movement. I love the way people have their rhythms and their echoes because no one ever sits still. However, I've got to figure out where I want her hands to land, and I haven't figured that out yet.
Former schoolteacher Curtis Holder wowed in 2020 with his highly original coloured pencil drawings of drag queen, the Vivian, award-winning writer Bernardine Evaristo, and his partner Steve. His unique style in capturing comedian Eddie Izzard saw him take first place.
The intensity of the eyes, they're loaded. His work is so rich.
And his ability to capture movement was perfectly suited to dancer Carlos Acosta for his winning commission for the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery.
Wow, this is just wonderful.
Curtis, I know firsthand you're a busy man. You've been the first artist in residence at the National Theatre.
I have, yeah.
Had a beautiful exhibition there.
Thank you very much.
So I would think in many respects this is pretty easy for you. You're used to dealing with the people on stage, behind the stage.
I love drawing actors, however, they are very difficult. They're great when they're at work and they're doing something for a director, but when you ask them to sit, it takes a lot longer to get the actors to find who they want to be, and that's challenging.
And what is your challenge today? What's the plan?
Because this is about capturing a likeness, there are certain measurements you have to have in place. Once you've done that, then it's about watching Judi, the way she moves, how she reacts with people. That is really interesting. But where she's sitting now, she's thinking about something. I don't know what she's thinking about, but you get glimpses of something else.
Well, listen, this is looking very special.
Well,
Enjoy the day.
I'm going to enjoy it.
How are you holding up?
Well, OK.
Yeah? There's a sort of murmuring air of quiet concentration, isn't there? It's just a general hubbub, which is very soothing.
It is very soothing.
Yeah.
Nice to drop off to.
Very nice to drop off to.
I've dropped off in a play.
Have you?
I dropped off in the Bower as the Tanya.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, because you're there for
well,
a while.
Well, you've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah. What I like about the set is that it's the back of a set.
Yes.
There's audience out there somewhere.
Yes, it's what we always see.
It's what we
isn't it?
see behind stage, which
Yes.
is actually...
Not quite like this.
Not quite.
Approaching halfway through, well, quite a lot to go. And now just kind of working on getting it right, tone and temperature, basically, with the oils. And we'll see how we go. I'm a bit more panicky. I don't want to stuff it up.
I've done the eyes, which is like the most detailed bit usually. And I'm trying to block it in a little bit now because I'm aware of the time slipping away, so I'm trying to fill it out now with a bigger brush. It's a really detailed face. There's a lot of different changes in light and colour, so a lot to do.
I'm trying to like analyse what's best to do and trying to do what's best to do in the time that I have left. So I might just put like a slab of paint on soon. It's just, I feel like I need to just hurry up a little bit.
Our 8 past winners are now halfway through their challenge to capture the striking features of a very young at heart Judi Dench.
It's very invigorating, actually, for other people to see older people working.
We've got to keep going and not think of age too much.
That's right. I think that's
Don't you think
absolutely
the
right.
attitude is to think you're about 56?
You be 56 and I'll be 58.
Yes.
Do you make a point of keeping fit?
No, I'm very bad at that.
But
I'd
you're
like
fit
to.
naturally.
Well, for goodness sake, touch anything that's wood.
I think you're fit. I've seen you with Daniel Craig.
Oh, that's going back into the mists of time.
Well, we expected good things today, and we're getting them, aren't we?
It's unbelievable.
Incredible.
Unbelievable. It's also, they've been so brave, some of them. You know, they've gone really big. They've not played safe at all. And those that we know can do big and bold have decided to go small and meaningful. So, you know, they've all really taken it somewhere else. I guess it's a bit like playing tennis. It's always good to play with someone who's better than you.
I don't think they're playing. This is what's so interesting.
Well,
you know, here they've won. They're kind of free to do what they want to do, and we've just given them one of the best sitters they're ever going to get.
Judi's not the stillest we've had.
I think they're used to it, though. Like, these guys know what they're doing, they're professional, they know who they are as artists. We put Judi Dench in front of them and they were like, yeah, fine.
Duncan's a painting machine, isn't he? He just comes on, he focuses like a laser beam, and he just starts, and he knows what he's doing, and he's gonna do it.
I think the concern you have when you look at someone like him is that he is like a machine, so does that mean it's without feeling? But then when you look at the completed works, they always have this wonderful sense of feeling. But I always remember with Duncan, it came late. It's not animated yet for me, although it looks like Dame Judi.
So less muscularity, less hench, more dench. Christabel, it's a beautiful portrait emerging. Is there a problem with the likeness at this stage?
I like the fact Christabel said, you know, I'm going to do the whole of Judi Dench and make it into a portrait. She's still finding her way to the likeness, but the essence of Judi is there. And she's brought in this ice blue, which makes the whole thing sing.
She's really exploring the possibilities of what the paint can do on the surface, and she's just playing with it. We just haven't quite got the face yet, but, I mean, it's a work in progress, and I think that could be one of her best paintings if she pulls it off today.
Morag has given us already just a wonderful study of clothing and the way the body is held. I mean, there's no face at all, but
No.
you still know it's Judi Dench.
Won't be till, like, tea time.
Well, till 3 minutes before the end. She likes to keep us on our toes.
Funny, and I feel panic, but I know it's going to be brilliant because the bones and the skeleton and everything's there.
I think we've all worried so much about Morag over the years and lived chewing our fingernails to the bone, wondering whether or not she's going to get there. But she's got a different sort of confidence to her today, and she spends much less time, I think, having to think.
I mean, Curtis,
Yeah.
no one puts down more marks than him. I mean, if he laid all his marks end to end, it would go around the earth 3 times.
Yeah.
He's just so busy on that canvas.
It is like he's feeling his way across Judi Dench with the tip of his pencils, really. It's a beautiful dance, and it's great to watch him work as well, and to see this picture emerging. I'm just full of confidence. It's going to be brilliant.
But it is interesting, using that red sanguine pencil at the moment, and because of the way Judi's face is, it could tip into the sweetness. And for me, I feel like it does need some of those other colours that Curtis brings to it, to sort of settle it down, to make it more now, make it more Curtis.
Christian feels like an artist who's got a plan, he's got a technique. There's phases, very visible, obvious phases he seems to go through.
Yeah, I'm just watching Christian at work. It looks like he's stirring a pot. And he's very gestural, and he really throws it on. And I don't know how wild the game is, actually, but Judi is appearing, and you get the essence of the person. And when you talk to him, he says it is important that there's certain sort of psychological depth to it.
Callum, on the end, our youngest painter, or you feel there's a struggle there? It's definitely not calm corner.
No, I never get a feeling Callum's enjoying himself. Yeah, life's a struggle, and there is a solution, but you've got to work hard for it.
And he also wants to make great-looking paintings. And it's interesting to see the way that he's sort of put in these strange colour interruptions, these strange shapes. The eyes suddenly came in of Judi, and they're these kind of like amazing blue, crisp eyes, like full of wonder. It's interesting in the way that he builds the painting. It's a conceptual game.
Samira is one of 3 artists here that won before my time. It's such an enigmatic way of creating a portrait. There seem to be these dots and these tiny lines. And it's like suddenly this geometry turns into a face.
Yeah, I think there's something about Samira not being trained. So it's almost like she's found her own way there. And in finding her own way, she's found her own language. And I love that confidence of not feeling that you have to understand what the rules are to painting. But it is slow.
Yeah, I mean, she makes you sit at the edge of your seat, and we're halfway through the day, and I do want her to get something finished.
Gareth finally chose which pictures he was going to draw, and nearly the first hour had gone before he plumped for one or the other.
Yeah, but I think this faffing around, that first bit of faffing, I suddenly remembered Gareth does quite a lot of faffing around anyway. I think his medium is very direct. But, you know, the head of Judi is just so solid in space, and so, I know we overuse that word, monumental, but, I mean, she really is present. And now, again, I think he just needs to start sort of finessing it, because it's feeling very strong.
Well, we've got a cracking afternoon ahead of us. 8 extraordinarily good painters, 2 dames, 3 judges, and a Mangan. What more does anyone need?
Do you reckon you're nearly finished?
No. I think I've been working on the whole instead of on the head only.
Okay, yeah.
So I think now I have to spend some time working on that.
I'm still not sure exactly what bits I'm going to cover, what bits I'm not.
I love your work.
Thank
I really
you.
do.
How are you finding Judi as a sitter?
She's good. I suppose the kind of weight of who she is
I know.
bears quite heavy.
It does. It makes it sort of almost more nerve-wracking, doesn't it? You've caught the her mouth is absolutely spot on.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but this is very different to when I did the show. It feels a lot more intense.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's really on their game today.
I'm very glad that I'm next to you because I'm so used to your work. It's so different to what I do. It's kind of giving me a sense of comfort rather than distress.
Yeah, do you know what? I feel the same, yeah.
It's already looking stunning. Like, I really like it.
Thanks.
Some of the line work in it's incredible.
This is the longest I've stood at an easel non-stop since the last time, I think.
Right.
But I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this level of concentration.
Yeah, I've just asked for a cushion. So.
So, Christopher, how is it going?
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. You get to that point, I think, when you sort of start to get frustrated. And
By what in particular?
just finding the likeness.
Where are you having issues, do you think? I don't think you do, but you seem to be...
To be honest, I don't really know. Like, just feeling my way to it.
Okay. but you are getting some things that are right already.
OK, that's good.
No, that was, aren't you?
Aren't I? Yes, yeah, there's definitely some good stuff in there.
So it is moving forward?
Yes.
Well, look, crack on, it's looking good.
Does it look like she's got no fingers?
No, what?
Callum, the colour palette, that sort of lilac colour or the pale purple.
I do like a pink.
What is it about that?
I don't know. It's instinctual.
And what about this level of finish that you have around the eyes? Is that the level that you're going to be looking for around the whole of the portrait over the course of the day?
I don't think so, no. Once, like, the eyes are complete, I block it in more towards the way out, obviously, of the eyes. But even the eyes, they're not as sharp as I would like them in areas. There's perhaps some darks that I need to adjust and things. It's just having the time to do it.
Samira, it's absolutely fascinating watching you paint.
Thank you, I guess.
Because, well, yeah, I don't know how you do what you do, because that is Dame Judi Dench, but it's also a series of dots and lines and...
Well, I'm just happy that you can see Dame Judi Dench.
Yeah. I mean, how do you... What are you seeing?
I'm not sure.
Because it works, but like, how do you...
I don't know, if you see me, I squint quite a lot.
Right.
I'm trying to block out tonal variances.
Yeah.
To get the shape that I need.
Right.
It's like note-taking.
Yeah.
I see it as like I'm taking notes with each mark.
Yeah.
And then at some point it looks complete to me.
And you feel happy with how it's gone?
I'm feeling happy with how it's going.
Right.
We'll see how it finishes.
Yeah, OK, it's not over yet, you're right.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
The artists have less than an hour left in their portrait challenge.
I've kind of painted in all the clothes, and now I just need to fill in the face. I was planning on painting in the chair, and I feel like maybe I don't have enough time. So that's something I'm worried about, but maybe it's okay, because there's quite a lot going on here anyway.
Definitely feeling the pressure, and not, you know, I could probably do this for another week. So yeah, it's just squeezing it into the last hour is the pressure bit.
I want to get a little bit of her playfulness into this, but also that steadfast, utter confidence if I get it finished.
8 returning winners of Portrait Artist of the Year are nearing the end of their 4-hour challenge to portray acclaimed actress Judi Dench.
Morag, as usual, you've left doing the face to the very last moment.
Yeah.
And you're very relaxed.
Yeah, I think I've learned all the energy has to go into the thing. I think it's this environment as well. It makes you do
Things
strange
you don't want to do.
things. But that's in... I like that. You never normally get to be in that situation.
I think I'm getting there, but everything's so fast, changing all the time, so it's difficult to tell how well I've done it, you know? I just carry on working until it stops.
I'm just going to tie it all in together so it doesn't look completely unfinished. I feel awful, just so anxious and, like, nervous and, like, enjoying the painting, but I wish I just had more time.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left.
Oh, my gosh.
5 minutes.
I'm feeling intense.
With 5 minutes to go. But it's sort of seeing if there's a very obvious stroke that's maybe too dark, too light, too hot, too cold. Just small tinkerings, nothing major.
What's left to do is pull everything together, make it less fragmented and more whole. It's coming to an end now, so there's not really much you can do about it.
I think I've ruined it a bit by rushing to try and finish. You can still tell it's Judi Dench, but yeah, I've definitely lost some of the qualities I had when I wasn't rushing.
Artists, your time is up.
Please put down your equipment and step away from your easels.
After sitting patiently for 4 hours, Judi will finally get to see 8 different versions of herself and choose one to keep.
Judi, how's that?
I'm glad I was sitting here and not having to be there doing the painting.
Yeah.
I've had a lovely rest all day.
And contrary to your prediction, I don't think you dozed off once, did you?
I didn't doze off once,
No.
and I thought I bet somebody that I would doze off. So
Right.
I've lost the bet, and it's thanks to you all that I didn't.
Well, you have 8 artists here who, I have to say, a lot of them are looking quite shattered at this point.
I'm not
They've been
at all
concentrating
surprised.
hard all day, and they've produced 8 really fantastic works of art. And I don't think we should prolong this moment any longer. How are you feeling about this?
I can't wait.
yeah.
I can't wait.
Good. Artists, can I ask you, please, to turn your easels?
We have to look closer.
We do have to look closer. Let's do that.
Okay.
Callum's painted a very fine head. Quite a slightly sad look in the eyes, is there?
Quite
Maybe
cross,
stern?
too.
Yeah, a bit stern, yeah.
Oh, I'd be frightened of her.
An interesting colour palette as well.
Oh, God, it's beautifully painted.
But the eyes.
Thank you.
I think this will be a common theme, your eyes. A work of art in themselves.
It's beautifully painted.
Thank you so much.
Gareth's given us this fantastic charcoal head and a sort of over-the-shoulder, a bit of side-eye almost.
But there's quite a lot of side-eye.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it in the time.
It was a stretch.
Well, it's going to be impossible.
Now, Christian, got some neon orange.
Oh, I say, neon orange is good. That brightens me up a bit.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You don't know what you're doing. You do know what you're
You
doing.
don't know what you're doing. I think you do.
I pretend.
And I definitely think you do.
The sort of geometric dots and lines, and it's you. I don't know how Samira has done it, but it is unmistakably you.
Just say few lines.
Yes. Every line thought out so carefully.
No, it's
so much time
it's
and
what you
thought.
leave out that is so important, isn't
Yeah.
it? Fantastic.
Thank you.
That's wonderful painting.
It's a frenzy of pencil marks.
Oh, my word.
It's sort of hairy genius. I don't know how you describe it. This
Hairy genius, I'll go with that.
Hairy genius.
If
I'd
I
go
go
with
with
that. Have you always painted like that, or is this something new?
I've kind of always drawn like
Is
this,
that your style?
but never this big.
It's wonderful.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you.
Your full length here, your whole outfit is just given incredible treatment.
Oh, my word.
And again, quite a wistful look.
I do look a bit wistful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful painting.
Yeah.
It is sensational.
He's made some fantastic colour choices.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, that scarf.
Oh, I love it.
That colour of the scarf.
Yes, I thought this would all be a bit tricky.
And then a lovely soft face.
Oh, my word.
And your jewellery features a bit as well.
So much of it.
Yeah. Great work, Christopher. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
A really muscular portrait, but a very delicate one as well.
Oh, sublime painting. It's an absolutely impossible job.
But yes, you do, I'm afraid, you only get to take one home with you.
Grief.
You have a harder choice than most because you have 8 portrait artists of the year here who are all pretty good at painting and
I
drawing.
say, what am I to do?
You're finding this easy, I can tell.
You can tell. I'll say. How long can this program go on for? I'm so sorry. It's so rude to you all.
We could send out for some food, couldn't we?
We could send out for a takeaway. Gosh, I'm absolutely on my knees with admiration of every single one of you and what you've done. They are fantastic, I think. I suppose I'm going to choose this one.
Christian.
I'm very pleased that Judi picked my portrait. Obviously, there was something in it that she resonated with her. I know that it was a really difficult choice for her, and I myself would have been the same. I wouldn't have known what to do.
8 winning artists are competing to become Portrait Artist of the Decade. And with their 4-hour challenge to capture Judi Dench over, they now have a chance to reflect.
I think there's a sort of collective exhaustion after today. We all just painted our hearts out, and I think just the sort of sheer magnitude of Judi Dench, we were all wanting to do her proud, and everyone did really, really beautiful paintings.
Taking part in Portrait Artist has been such an amazing experience. Getting to now come here and do the Decade episode is just fantastic. And meeting Judi Dench, come on, that's properly up there, isn't it? And obviously painting alongside the other artists, unreal.
Being part of Portrait Artist of the Year and Portrait Artist of the Decade has, more than anything, just pushed me. It was hard work, and yet it's been incredibly rewarding. And to be part of that group is lovely, actually.
Inside the Grand Hall, the judges get the opportunity to look at the finished portraits in detail.
Top sitter. I mean, an audience with Dame Judi Dench, I feel like I'm going around her, you know, with each of these portraits. You've got a different side of her. They've just done a tremendous job.
But there's a seriousness about the endeavour today, which I sort of admire. And then you realise, actually, they started out in a competition and now they've gone out to the world. They are serious artists. I mean, this is them doing their work. And what phenomenal work it is.
Duncan makes it look so easy. It's such a complete, full painting. For me, it looks like he sculpted this out of paint. And you can really feel like all the folds and all the creases.
It is Judi Dench. There's something a bit funny about her mouth, I find, but it is as though she's in thought.
I like the mouth because Judi has a particular way of holding her upper lip over the bottom lip. And I think he's caught that, and it's incredibly distinctive.
I mean, Christabel, she struggled with Judi's likeness, but I think the likeness she's got has got Judi's beauty, it's got her smartness, her sharpness, also a sort of inner core of steel. I think it's extraordinary what Christabel can conjure up with very little.
With Morrow's painting here, I know there isn't much there in the face, but Judi is very warm and benign, but you can imagine that head just sort of turning around going, what did you say? and I think Morag caught that, and the colours are just stunning. You know, that way Morag does with the patches.
I must say I love the way Curtis creates volume as he searches for what he's looking for.
I mean, he's just like an interrogator. Like, he's just sort of determined to get there. And as always, you have something which is very frenetic, very busy in its construction, so much movement, so much rhythm, and so much energy. And then at the heart of the storm is just something so still and perfect. And I marvel at how he does it.
And Samira, my goodness, I mean, how do you get a sense of someone with so little? You know, there's that intensity of the blue eyes that Samira locked onto right from the start. that sort of top lip coming over. You know, I do really get a sense of Judi, and I can almost hear what she might be saying to me in that portrait.
Christian, has given us a painting with really bold colour, with all this kind of fluoro, and he allowed it to come through. Actually, I think it works really beautifully to inform the flesh tone.
Yeah, I like Christian's version of Judi Dench. She's scrutinising us and finding us wanting. There's that kind of fierceness to the look and also a softness. So despite all this sort of bravura paint, you do have a very, very poignant head.
Gareth, on the other hand, has given us something tender and gentle and, classic noble head. And what I love about this, I think, the most is that incredible work on the face in order to construct it. But then it is all in the eyes, yet again. You feel their softness, their wateriness almost. Just that sort of gentle look over the shoulder.
Yeah, it's got a very serene quality, hasn't it? And I think that he's used the charcoal beautifully. I love the feeling of the work. I love how complete it is. The thing that I think is really special is how alert the eyes are. This is someone who's really got skin in the game still, and is still incredibly beautiful.
I like Callum's use of colour, but I also like the way he puts paint down. It feels very fresh, how he introduces these different colours. I think it's a very, very accomplished head. It feels very now. I do have to sort of laugh every time I look at it because Dame Judi's looking very grumpy, and I like that.
To spare our judges the task of choosing between their past winners, the National Portrait Gallery's Senior Curator for Contemporary Collections, Sarah Howgate, has been invited to choose which artist she thinks should become Portrait Artist of the Decade.
Sarah, we have 8 wonderful portraits in front of us. How do you even go about beginning to pick a winner?
Well, I mean, it's really challenging because I'm looking at sort of the best, if you like. But I guess what I'm looking for is a portrait that really speaks to me, something that is emotive and has expression and just that sense of coming face to face with the subject.
So it's a sort of gut reaction as rather than a sort of intellectual one?
Yeah, absolutely. For me it is. It really is. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't envy you, but I'll leave you alone with the portraits and look forward to hearing who you've chosen.
Thank you.
Artists, you've all done a fantastic job in proving what distinguished artists you all are. And we're delighted that you're here again to offer us your works of art.
Sarah has now chosen one person who, for her, is the Portrait Artist of the Decade. And that person is... Gareth Reid.
I have no idea what just happened. I have no idea. It's the most bizarre feeling ever. I can't take it in.
Gareth's work is amazing. Even from afar, it's really, striking, and he definitely deserves to win.
I went and had a look around at everyone's, and obviously everyone's work has just been incredible, but I remember seeing his and being like, wow.
Well, I've got to say it's been a lovely, positive day, and I suddenly got a sense of what the viewers at home get is they're able to watch the artist produce magnificent work without having to judge or worry about who's best. It's just sit back and enjoy the show.
All of them, since they've won, have grown in their own confidence. They understand what they want to make and how they make their work.
I also think it's really thrilling to see that although they're all professional artists, they're all doing really well, they still took risks today. There's no formula for this. You can't just sort of bang out a Duncan, a Christabel, a Curtis. They all have to work really, really hard, and there's still plenty of different avenues they haven't gone down yet.
Yeah, and I mean, these artists today are the best there is. And so they're right at the forefront of the current conversation about portraiture. So, that is what's so exciting, that we've had something to do with it.
Can't believe it. I know. It's so shocking, but so amazing. Yeah. So amazing. We'll go and have some dinner.
Yeah, we'll go and meet the other contestants and have a celebratory drink.
Yeah.
And pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.